Okay, we're moving on our agenda. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone that was here. Moving on. All resolutions from the October 17, 2013 County Board agenda have been signed by the county executive. Our first committee this morning is Land Use and Development Committee. Mr. Weigel, Chairman.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I need to open the public hearing for land use cases. I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Ms. Collins. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Sure. Zagrosi? Yes. Eustace? Yes. Howard? O'Gala? Yes. Izzo? Yes. Moran? Yes. Rice? Yes. Harris? Yes. Premier? Yes. Weigel? Yes. Goodson? Yes. Freitag? Yes. Gould? Yes. Balich? Yes. Rizalone? Yes. Winfrey? Yes. Adamick? Yes. Babbage? Yes. Wilhelmie? Yes. Hart? Yes. Mayor? Yes. McDermott? Yes. Weigel?
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Ferry?
Yes.
And Brooks. Thank you.
24 affirmative.
24 affirmative. We are in a public hearing. Please be advised, absolutely no new evidence or information will be allowed once this land use public hearing is closed. Cases to be heard today is case 6130-MV2, case 6130-MV4, case 6133-M, and case 6144-M. Is there anyone in the public wishes to speak on any of these cases? Anyone from the public that wishes to make a comment? Anyone from the general public that wishes to make a comment? Mr. Weigel.
Make a motion to close the public
Moved by
hearing.
Mr. Weigel, second by Mr. Izzo. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Sure. Zagrosi? Yes. Eustace? Yes. Howard? O'Gala? Yes. Izzo? Yes. Moran? Yes. Rice? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Trainier?
Yes.
Bible?
Yes.
Goodson? Yes. Freitag? Yes. Gould?
Yes.
Balich?
Yes.
Rizalone?
Yes.
Winfrey?
Yes.
Adamick?
Yes.
Babbage? Wilhelmie? Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel?
Yes.
Collins? Ferry?
Yes.
And Brooks?
Yes.
Thank you. And Howard?
He said yes.
Thank you.
26 affirmative.
26 affirmative. Public hearing has been closed. Please continue, Mr. Weigel.
First case, 6130-MV2, is a map amendment from C2 to C3 on parcels 1 and 2 in Joliet Township. This is to convert a former car wash to an auto and repair and car sales facility. Committee recommends approval, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Ms. Winfrey. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Wilhelmie. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Next case, 6161-MV4, is a zoning map amendment from A1 to E1, Parcel B in Frankfort Township. Presently, there is a 24 acres on these, and there are 2 houses on these parcels. This will allow the creation of a 5-acre parcel with 1 house on each lot. Committee recommends approval, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Mr. Izzo. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Moran. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Next case, 6133M, is a zoning map amendment from A1 to E1 in Wesley Township, 11-acre parcel zoned A1. This will allow the split of the A1 property into 2 E1 lots. Committee recommends approval, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Ms. Freitag. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Gould, second by Ms. O'Gala. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Next case, 6144M, a zoning map amendment from C4 to I1 in Peatone Township. This change is to bring the property into compliance with the zoning ordinance and allow the building of a new industrial building. Committee recommends approval, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Mr. Howard. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Rice, second by Mr. Ferry. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
That concludes the zoning cases. We have one resolution, 13-296. This is an appeal of the Planning and Zoning Commission, case 2013-02. This is a property on Von Esch Road. This is located in an industrial site, and it's a virtual golf facility. This change will allow them to apply for a special use permit for beer and wine. Committee recommends approval, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Ms. Goodson. Any questions? Previous roll. Question, Mr. Howard.
Yes, I do. Again, as I stated in committee, I think in the future we need to address this. Basically, what this does is allows for a virtual sports type facility with beverages to be served in an industrial area. And again, I think so many times things get lost in the shuffle. I don't think this one should, because I see this coming up again. So that's my comment.
Thank you. Previous roll by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Trainier. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion is carried.
The next Land Use Committee meeting will be December 10th at 9:30. After that meeting, there will be a joint meeting with the Judicial Committee to consider aerial photography concerning the adjudication procedures. It mentions on our agenda that it also covers statute of limitations, but that will be done at the Judiciary Committee in January because of scheduling. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weigel. Moving on, next committee, Finance Committee, Mr. Wilhelmy, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive
Good morning,
and
Steve.
fellow county board members. It still is morning. Thank you. Do I put these reports on file now or go into public hearing first?
No, put the reports on.
Okay, I have a series of reports. First being from Illinois Department of Revenue, showing sales tax remitted to Will County for the month of September to be $1,518,171, and then the RTA tax received was $1,809,753, totaling $3,328,000 roughly. Second report is for the monthly county treasurer's report from Steve Weber, dated September 30th, 2013, and I move to place these reports on file.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Babbage. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Thank you very much. Now I will make a motion to go into public hearing for
Moved by Mr.
Will County
Wilhelmy
budget.
and second by Mr. Howard. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
DeGrosi? Mustis? Howard? Ogella? Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris? Trainier? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Frizzalone? Winfrey? Adamick? Babich? Wilhelmy?
Yes.
Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry? And Brooks. Thank you.
26 affirmative.
26 affirmative. We are in public hearing. Mr. Wilhelmy, please continue.
Thank you very much. I'd like to highlight a couple of items in our budget this year. We have corporate fund, which is a total revenue of about $182 million. And of that, 63.8 is from property taxes, which is about 35%. We have another 51.4 million coming from intergovernmental funds, and 36.4 from fees and services. The rest is transfers and other licenses, etc. Our total budget is going to be about 500 million, including all the special revenue funds. Debt service for the year is projected at 15 million. We do have in our budget 2 million for our post-employment benefits package and about $8 million in our capital improvements fund. Our total levy is projected to be $112,774,000. And I will entertain any other questions from the public or the county board.
Any questions from the county board members in regards to what Mr. Wilhelmy has put on the table? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions from the general public in regards to this public hearing? Seeing none, Mr. Wilhelmy.
Make a motion to come out of public hearing.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Babbage. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Sure. Zagrozi? Mustis? Howard? Ogalla? Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris? Trainier? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Brizzalone? Winfrey? Adamick? Babbage? Wilhelmy?
Yes.
Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry? Brooks? And Mustis. Thank you.
26 affirmative.
26 affirmative, we are out of public hearing. Mr. Wilhelmy, please continue.
Thank you very much. My first resolution is number 13297, which is ordinance to approve the annual budget and appropriations for the County of Will for fiscal period beginning December 1 and ending November 30th, 2014, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Moran. Any question? Question by Mr. Mayor.
We know this has been a very trying time in getting our budget in order here. A lot of work's gone into this by a lot of different people. We know that we are going to be laying off staff throughout the county. I think I would like to, I'm going to put in an amendment for us to take out the assistant to the chief of staff. We don't think that the executive office should get an assistant at this point if we're in other areas looking to cut budget and cut staff. So I'm making that motion right now for an amendment to reduce the budget with the chief of staff.
You got the numbers and stuff for
80,000. 80,000.
80,000. You're making a motion to remove 80,000 from the county
From the
executive.
personnel budget.
County executive.
Yes, sir.
Pardon me? I don't know.
Just taking it out.
We're just taking it out at this point.
Just gonna let it float?
I'm open for suggestions, but at this point, we're asking you that this $80,000 be removed from the, because you had a line item for chief of staff in there, or assistant for chief of staff.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Balich. Any discussion on the motion?
Call the roll. I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Brooks.
Will that leave our budget unbalanced with $80,000 just floating? Just a question.
It goes back to cash reserve.
If the
They go back in reserve?
motion passes, I would recommend putting it into contingency.
Is that?
I would agree with that.
Thank you.
All right.
I just wanted to bring up one point on that before we vote. The county executive's budget was in basically the same level in 2009. So over the last 4 years, the county executive's personnel budget was actually reduced by $200,000 at its low point, and it is just barely getting back to where it was before Matt passed. I think it's a fair number. This county has a lot of needs, and Nick has really been torn in a lot of different directions. I understand that there's a lot of people picketing and asking for more wages, but I don't think that is a reason to keep progress from entering the executive's office.
Any other discussion? Mr. Balich?
Mr. Chairman, on the budget itself, like you said, where we're going to put that 80,000. Well, I found that using symbolic numbers in some of the line items was disturbing to me. I've been at all the committee meetings, and we're not budgeting enough money in a lot of places. And I think one of the problems that has to be is when we do budget, take this into consideration, we need to have each department adhere to the budget, that they can't go over it. And if they need more money, they have to figure out how to work it out within their own budget. They just can't keep going over the budget. With that said, if we're not putting enough money in certain line items, we have to look at that as a county board. We can't just keep passing things and letting the department spend more than it's in the budget.
I would agree with you, Mr. Balich, that we definitely need to work on keeping some of our department heads in line with the budget. But I also would have liked to have been able to add more money into their line items, but we were not able to get the CPI into our real estate tax levy.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Balich?
Yeah, when we spend, in one case, it's $3 million more than the line item. We're getting the money out of reserves. So if we can save $80,000 in one end and it goes into reserves, we're just using that money in another part of the budget. It's not like it's really floating. We're already taking money and spending it, and it's not in the line items.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions? A motion on the floor. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Sure.
Mr. Howard?
Another question, though.
Clarification.
Yeah, in other words,
Mr.
what are we voting on?
Mr. Mayor made a motion to remove $80,000 from the personnel item of county executive's budget, and it was seconded. That's the motion.
Okay, so we're voting on the amendment.
Yeah, we're voting on the
Amendment.
amendment. We're voting on the amendment.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Segrosi? Mustis? Howard?
No.
Ogala? Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris?
No.
Trainier? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich?
Yes.
Rizalone?
Yes.
Winfrey? Adamick?
No.
Babbage?
No.
Wilhelmie?
No.
Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry?
No.
Brooks?
No.
Eight affirmative, 18 negative.
8 affirmative, 18 negative. Motion has died.
Aye.
Continue, Mr. Wilhelmie.
Thank you. I think we have a motion on the table for the budget as presented.
Motion on the table as presented. Motion and seconds already there.
Already.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Segrosi?
Mr. Frizzalone, question.
No, I'd like to make a motion to amend the budget so that we take the $4,058,000 and fund that with the RTA money rather than taking it from our reserves.
Mr. Frizzalone makes a motion to remove $4,018,000, or what was it,
$4,058,000 for the
58.
buildings and structures at a capital outlay for the purchase of the Midwest Bank building and have it funded by the RTA money rather than taking it from the reserves.
Is there a second to that? Second by Mr. Mayor. Discussion. Mr. Wilhelmie.
Again, we have actually funded that out of our cash reserves. We're proposing to fund it out of cash reserves in order to retain the RTA funds for road projects. We do have a number of very critical road projects in the near future, and I think that we will need all of those funds to complete those projects. One of the most important one being the Weber Road interchange, which is going to cost $45 million all by itself. I think we can have a little flexibility going into this budget for some of our other capital projects, but the building, I think, needs to be done sooner than later and out of her cash.
Any other comment? Mr. Mustis.
The RTA tax is a restricted fund. It can be used for two purposes, for roads or for public safety. Certainly this building would come under public safety. There currently is, at the end of this fiscal year, there'll be approximately $60 million in that fund, with another revenue stream in 14 of about approximately 22 million. So you're going to have $82 million in that fund, And you're not going to do $82 million for the road projects this year. Let me say that out of that 22 million, 8 million would be taken out for debt service. But even with that, we're just accumulating money there. I do think it would be appropriate, as long as we're using it for capital needs and not operational needs. I do believe it's appropriate to use the $4 million from that fund for that purchase of that building. It's a one-time type of expenditure for public safety, and it will not affect road projects. That $4 million coming out of that fund will not affect next year's road projects, and it's not going to affect future road projects. Those types of decisions will be made well beyond 14 on how those funds will be used. I do think it gives us some flexibility in the budget that I think is necessary. So I would not reduce those cash reserves. And in essence, you can say it's for road projects, but that's another amount of money that's sitting there that I think can be utilized at this point in time. And there's no one who is a bigger advocate for using it for roads than I was. And certainly this board, by policy and by resolution, made those funds only available for capital projects and not operations. I think this is appropriate. Please give it some consideration. Thank you.
Mr. Howard.
I'd like to follow up with a comment on that. I live on the unincorporated area of eastern Will County, southeastern Will County, and I have to say that I use the roads every day, county roads. My wife, kids use the county roads every day. A lot of the constituents use county roads every day. I don't, knock on wood, I don't have to use the courthouse every day. I don't use the police protection every day, sheriff's department, and roads are critical. And I'd also like to say this, whether or not the private sector is going to determine whether or not the Illiana is actually built or not. If the Illiana is not built, there's going to be more pressure on us than ever to actually provide that road system out there to improve our existing roads. If the Illiana is built, then we're actually going to have to reserve out there to actually incorporate our road planning into the future. And I think roads are critical to the future of the county. As it was said before, Will County is transportation, and transportation is Will County, if I can borrow that phrase. And I think that we should continue to put the money in our infrastructure. We should continue to move forward on this, and I don't think we should, look back on it. And Sheriff Kopis received a compliment earlier today, and I have to agree with that. He was a visionary when he pushed for the jail, and he pushed for something that a lot of people said, well, we don't really need at this time. And then now we're into the future, and we find out because of the population increase, that type of thing, the way the world is, actually it's well utilized. So I think the road planning, I think that's futuristic. I think that actually years from now, I think anybody that sits on the board now could look back and say, yes, we made the right decision. Thank you.
Mr. Frislow.
Yeah, I'm not advocating for stopping any road projects whatsoever, and you're right, they are futuristic. But the $4 million is an expense we have today. And we have a lot of things going on at the county right now. You saw the green shirts today. We need to preserve our cash reserves for whatever comes up, especially maybe in these next couple of months here. So it gives us the flexibility by using a restricted fund for public safety, thereby keeping our cash reserves open to use for whatever we need.
Mr. Mayor.
I have to echo my colleague's sentiment over here. As former chair of capital, we spent a lot of time on our planning and development of our capital needs here. Not all our capital needs can be addressed by the RTA tax. So this opportunity to actually pay for something with the dollars that it's meant to be, I think is very appropriate. We have only so many roads. We're not going to build highways through Will County. We have roads that we are taking care of, and the amount of finance that we have will fund not only cash payments for roads, but also bonds that will take us well into the future. So I hope that we can make this a go here.
Mr. Gould.
We spent a lot of time in our caucus studying the budget, We went over it a lot. We debated, their various funds and revenues. I don't think that this is an unreasonable amendment. The $4 million to come from here, keep in mind that RTA is a sales tax. And when we studied this and looked at it, we know that that's going to be a fund because it's a sales tax, which is going to continue to increase. We're going to see that grow in the future. And so far as our roads are concerned, in the last 5 years, Will County's done a tremendous job with the roads we have. We made a lot of improvements and done a lot of good things. But I think this is a good measure to take that $4 million, acquire the building that we need, and keep in mind that the legislation, as it was passed, did allow that to be taken for that purpose. It was not strictly for roads. It did allow for public safety purposes. So I think it's a good amendment.
Thank you. Ms. Grenier.
Mr. Executive, I just had a question. Is there some guarantee that we're going to get this sales tax forever? I mean, can Springfield decide to reallocate it, move it, end it, any of that? I'm just curious. Thank you.
I believe that it will continue to be there. The ones that put it in there definitely will be supportive of it, as they were in the past.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Ogala.
I do want to reiterate what my colleagues have said over here on the Republican caucus. We've talked about this for quite some time. We feel it's very important to use the dollars that we have safely. I, too, live on the eastern part of the county, as does Bob Howard. I drive the roads, and I think Bruce Gould has done a tremendous job at keeping our roads in place. I can tell when I'm driving, when I get off the county section to when I get on the state section of the road. So Bruce Gould does a great job with taking our dollars and spending them wisely to make the improvements needed. I think this opportunity to take this $4,058,000 out of the RTA to use it for a safety project, for capital improvements, makes the most sense. And I certainly hope that our colleagues on the other side of the aisle will take this into consideration when they vote, because it makes sense to do it today. We have the money. We'll continue to get to the RTA funds. And road projects take time. They will not use all those dollars next year.
Mr. Brooks.
Thank you. Our Highway Department Director, Bruce Gould, came before our board, both sides, and shared with us the many projects that was on the agenda. Although many of them are future, there are some current things that are going on. I certainly have to disagree with using RTA money for anything else. I do believe that, as our finance director explained to us on this morning, for a balanced budget, I do believe that this is the best way to go. I think that with we can afford it in the reserves, and the RTA money should remain, as previous boards have set that for the Highway Department. So I cannot agree with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Moran.
$50 million.
Pull your mic down, Don, please.
$50 million. That's the county's part of the Weber Road interchange. $50 million. Okay, that's a big chunk of what we got in the bank. Whatever else comes up as a result of the Ileana or not the Ileana or the airport, if the airport gets built, we don't know what those potential costs are going forward. We damn sure better prepare for it.
Mr. Mayor.
For a lot of the folks that are new on this board, we spent a lot of time over the last 10 years rebuilding our roads. That's what Build Will was all about. The amount of money that this county has put toward roads, the condition that these roads are in. You know, we have very few roads that are in that are going to need to be redone in the next couple years, but they are in a cycle to be redone, and the monies have been allocated. Weber Interchange would be great, and it's going to happen one of these years, decades? Sooner than later, I hope. But the fact is that we still have enough money in the bank to do this. We're talking about paying for something with dollars that it's meant to be paid for, so that we have other dollars to pay for capital and other expenses that we know will happen. Use the dollars what they're used for so that we can use other dollars for other activities. We're not talking about not doing something. What we're talking about, what purse does those dollars come from? And is it the appropriate purse?
Mr. Moran.
One last comment. Didn't we used to have a road levy? Is part of the levy? And what happened to that?
It's reduced.
It's still there, part of it.
What happened to the majority of it?
Well, it was removed
Why?
to cut our levy down and put it into corporate more.
What replaced those funds?
I think Mr. Gould has been using the RTA tax to basically run the operation.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, let's call the roll.
Sure.
Oh, Mr. Izzo, I'm sorry.
Close enough.
Mr. Izzo.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. You know, as somebody who utilizes the court facilities pretty much on a weekly basis, or not a daily basis, this facility is truly needed. And to earmark $4 million in furtherance of that project is a no-brainer. At some point in time, we're going to have to build this courthouse. Everybody uses that facility. Weber Road's a great project, don't get me wrong, and it's sorely needed, but when people drive by that when it's under construction, they're going to be swearing most of the time. The courthouse is the face of this community. People come here to have their issues adjudicated appropriately. If you've been in that facility, it's a disaster, not only for the officials who work there, but also for the patrons who utilize that facility. It is needed. This $4 million is a start. And it's a really, really good start. And at some point in time, we're going to have to fund that facility on a yearly basis. And where's that money going to come from? It really does have to come from those RTA dollars, which can be used for such a facility. So I encourage these board members to think about it. This is not a Republican or a Democratic issue, us versus them. It's about serving the constituents of Will County, and we need to start this now. Thank you.
Mr. Frizzalone.
Yeah, if I could finish up, you know, we're talking about the Weber project. If we use the RTA funds, we keep the reserves open for whatever. If we need it for the roads, we can still use it for the roads or whatever else comes up. It just gives us flexibility with $4 million that are in the reserves because they're unrestricted. That doesn't mean you can't build a road with them.
Thank you. Mr. Wilhelm, finish up.
We did introduce this idea at our caucus on Saturday, and it was considered. I do want to let you guys know that I did present this, and it was shot down. I will also mention that there are some capital projects that we are going to be doing out of our capital improvements fund that we could switch to the RTA later in the year, so we still have some flexibility. The sewer and water would be public safety. If we needed the flexibility at that time, we can still do that. So by making this decision now, I just don't think it's necessary, so we should move on.
Madam Clerk, call the roll. Jim, Mr. State's Attorney Jim Glasgow wants to have a comment.
I just wanted to caution everybody, obviously it's your decision where you're going to draw the money, but if you use the public safety tax, let's say we spend $4 million for the building, another $1 million from corporate to remodel it, then 80% of the facility should be used for public safety purposes. You can't be sticking other offices in there. And we all know, we always think we're going in a straight line when we're going on a project, but sometimes, as Mr. Mayor said, a couple decades later, we get around to something. So if the project stalls, okay, we're committed to using that existing building for public safety, just so you know that. Okay,
The sewer and water, we know it's going to be for this area.
Madam Clerk, call the roll. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Zagrosi? Zagrosi?
The motion is to remove the $4,058,000 for the First Midwest Bank out of the budget and replace it with RTA tax money. Correct, Mr. Frizzalone? From the RTA tax line.
Okay.
Okay?
Zagrosi? Mustis? Howard? No. Ogala? Yes. Izzo? Yes. Moran? No. Rice? No. Harris? No. Trainier? No. Bible? No. Goodson? Yes. Freitag? Yes. Gould? Yes. Balich? Yes. Frizzalone? Yes. Winfrey? No. Adamick? No. Babbage? No. Wilhelmy? No. Hart? Yes. Mayor? Yes. McDermott? Yes. Weigel? Yes. Collins? Yes. Ferry? No. Brooks?
No.
13 affirmative, 13 negative.
I vote no.
Okay.
Motion fails with the executive voting no.
Motion failed. Mr. Wilhelmie, continue.
We have the budget on the floor to be voted on. I don't know if there's any other suggestions at this point in time, but I would like to call the vote for the budget. Can't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve, I'm sorry.
Okay. Unless there's any other calls for an amendment, I would like to, again, place this budget as presented up for vote.
Second.
It's been moved
Right.
and seconded already.
It's already
Call the question.
Madam Clerk, call the roll, please. Mr. Balich.
I had a comment before. This budget is a property tax increase, and now I'm hearing twice today about another tax for public safety. You know, 2 times it was mentioned. And I tell you what, in my town in Homer and Lockport, our taxes are going to probably go up $400 to $500 for a small house, because every single district is raising their levies. And so anytime we're talking about a tax, we're hurting the people that live in our community. So, I'm kind of a little bit leery about some of the comments that have been made just 2 times today about another tax. And this is a increase. This budget is an increase in people's property tax.
Thank you, Mr. Balich. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Zagrozi? Mustis? No. Howard? Yes. Ogala? No. Izzo? No. Moran? Yes. Rice? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Trainier? Yes. Bible? Yes. Goodson? Yes. Freitag? No. Gould? No. Balich? No. Frizzalone? No. Winfrey? Yes. Adamick?
Yes.
Babich?
Yes.
Wilhelmie?
Yes.
Hart? No. Mayor? No. McDermott? No. Weigel? Yes. Collins? No. Ferry?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes.
14 affirmative, 12 negative.
14 affirmative, motion is carried. Mr. Wilhelmie.
Thank you very much. Moving on, we have the motions for adoption of our 2013 levy resolution. The first being 13-298A for the corporate fund levy of roughly $63 million, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Babich. Any discussion? Previous roll call by Mr. Mustis, second by Mr. Ferry. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Mr. Weigel, you're on, okay? Okay.
Thank you very much for the
Wait a
next...
minute.
We need a
14, 13?
12.
Or 12,
14,
12, I'm sorry, yeah, 14, 12. 14, 12 is the roll call. Okay, Mr. Wilhelmie.
Thank you. And again, the next resolution is 13-298B for the FICA fund levy, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Ms. Trainier. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Rice. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Motion has carried. Mr. Okay, Mr. Gould is a yes. So that'll be 15-11. Got that?
Yes, we got it.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Mr. Wilhelmie.
Thank you. Moving on to 13-298C, the levy for the IMRF fund, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Harris. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Moran. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Zagrozi? Mustis? Howard? Ogala? Izzo? Moran? Pardon me? Thank you. Rice? Harris? Trainier? Bible. Goodson. Freitag. Gould. Balich. Brizalone. Winfrey.
Yes.
Adamick. Babbage.
Yes.
Wilhelmie.
Yes.
Hart. Mayor. McDermott. Weigel. Collins. Ferry.
Yes.
And Brooks.
Yes. I missed something?
Yeah.
22 affirmative, 2 negative.
Hart's and Wick-
Ms. Hart, would you like to be a yes or no on our last vote on the
IMRF levy.
IMRF fund levy? Yes, you want to be a yes?
Yes,
Thank
vote.
you.
Thank you.
23 affirmative, 2 negative.
23 affirmative, 2 negative. That motion carries. Mr. Wilhelmie.
Thank you very much. Next is number 13298D, the Tort Immunity Fund levy, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Babbage. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Bible. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary?
Chuck, too. Chuck's back.
So, okay, that's good. So I think that gives us, that's 25-0, right?
What's her name?
And
No,
no.
Margot
and Weigel were no's. Weigel.
Oh.
And McDermott.
Well, Miss McDermott's
She's
not
still
here.
out.
Yeah, so what's that give us?
25-1.
He's a yes now.
Yes, he's a yes, but.
Is it 25-1?
25.
It's a 25, yeah. 25-0.
25
Motion-
affirmative.
She's cutting you off.
Motion's carried. Mr. Wilhelmie, please continue.
Thank you. The next is number 13298E, levy for the Workers' Compensation Fund, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Winfrey. Second by Ms. Grossi. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? What would you like to be, Ms. McDermott? On? Oh, you're a no. Okay.
You're a no, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's 25-1.
Yeah. So-
Motion as carried, 25-1.
Thank you. The next resolution is number 13298F, levy for the TB Sanitarium Fund, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Harris. Any questions? Mr. Musis?
TB Sanitarium.
Any questions? Any questions? Madam Clerk, call roll.
Sure. Zagrosi? Mustis? Howard? Ogella? Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris? Trainier? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Brizalone? Winfrey?
Yes.
Adamick? Babbage?
Yes.
Wilhelmie?
Yes.
Hart? Yes. Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry?
Yes.
And Brooks.
Yes.
I have 9.
16 affirmative, 9 negative.
16 affirmative, 9 negative, 298 passes.
Thank you very much. Our next resolution is number 13298G, our levy for the Health Department Fund, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Ms. Rice. Any questions? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Zagrosi? Mustis? Howard? Ogella? Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris? Trainier? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Rizzalone? Winfrey? Adamick? Babbage?
Yes.
Wilhelmie?
Yes.
Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry?
Yes.
And Brooks? Thank you.
Sixteen affirmative, 10 negative.
16 affirmative, 10 negative. Motion is carried.
Thank you. The next resolution is number 13298H, our highway fund levy, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, seconded by Mr. Moran. Any questions? Matt will call,
Yes.
we'll call the roll.
Okay. Zagrozi? Mustis? Howard? Ogella? Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris? Trainier? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Rizzalone? Winfrey? Adamick? Babbage? Wilhelmie?
Yes.
Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry? And Brooks?
25 affirmative, 1 negative.
25 affirmative, item 298H is passed.
Thank you very much. The next resolution is number 13298I, the county bridge fund levy, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Adamick. Previous roll call by Mr. Mustis, second by Mr. Howard. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Ms. McDermott, you are a no? Okay, good. All I want to know is right.
The rest of them. Okay.
Motion is
I got
carried.
no.
Merrick, motion is carried.
Thank you. The next resolution is number 13298J, federal aid matching fund and for levy, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Howard. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Mustis, second by Ms. Trainier. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Motion is carried.
And finally, the last levy fund is resolution number 13298K, Public Building Commission levy, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Bible. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Mustis, second by Mr. Mayor. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary? Motion has carried.
Thank you. Before I move on to the rest of the resolutions, I do want to recognize a couple of people who were instrumental in working out this budget. First, from the Finance Department, I think Paul is up there. Paul Rafak, we are sadly losing, but he has spent a great deal of time, and his expertise is going to be very highly missed. And also, the next person is Karen Hennessy in their department, along with their full staff. Karen, thank you for everything. And then finally, from our staff, Melissa, you are tremendous at explaining things and helping this budget move along in a bipartisan way, working with a lot of outspoken people. So for those people, and then everybody on our committee, I think it's been a good process. I think when nobody gets everything they want, it's probably not a bad budget. So again, thank you to all for this process.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
It's a learning experience for all. Our next resolution is a appropriation of grant funds in the county clerk's budget, number 13299. This is for the ability to save some money in printing our ballots at location, and this is a great project, Nancy, and
Thank
I
you
so
very
move.
much.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Ms. McDermott. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Rice. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary?
Thank you.
Ms. McDermott, would you like to be a yes on Oh, thank you. Thank you
Yay.
very much.
It's all about voting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and our next resolution, are we ready?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we are.
This is number 13300, a resolution appropriating grant funds in the Veterans Assistant Commission budget, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilmy, second by Mr. Babbage. Any questions? Previous roll call by Ms. Winfrey, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Thank you. Number 13301 is a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute necessary documents for delinquent tax program, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Mr. Moran. Any questions? Previous roll call by Ms. McDermott, second by Mr. Gould. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Thank you. And my final resolution is a resolution authorizing an increase in the duplicate tax bill fees. This is a fee that's going to be charged to non-homeowners, non-resident homeowners, to make copies of their bill. And again, this is another way of getting the users to pay for what they want. This is number 13302, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Ms. Rice. Any questions? Previous roll call by Ms. McDermott, second by Ms. Zagrossi. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
And I think that finally concludes my report. And the next meeting is on the December 3rd at 10 a.m. And again, thank you all for your process in getting through a budget season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, and thank your committee for all the work and commitment and staff has done. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you. Moving on, Public Works Transportation Committee, Mr. Adamick, Chairman. What? Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Adamick, now there you go.
Resolution 13303, a resolution for the salary of the county highway engineer beginning December the 1st through 2013 and ending November 30th, 2014, using motor fuel tax funds and surface transportation program funds. And I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Moran. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Ferry, second by Mr. Bible. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 1304 is a resolution authorizing the adoption of the Illinois Department of Transportation County Highway Maintenance Resolution for $1 million for the motor fuel tax allotment for maintenance on county highways through the year ending December 31st, 2014, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, seconded by Ms. Goodson. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Izzo, second by Ms. Collins. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Our third resolution authorizing the approval of professional services agreement for right-of-way engine acquisition services appraisals with Civil Tech Engineering for several parcels along Bell Road and County Highway 16 between 159th and 151st Street, County Board District 7, using RTA tax funds in the amount of $96,900, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Balich. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Gould. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Our fourth resolution, a resolution authorizing approval of professional services agreement for right-of-way acquisition services review appraisals with Hampton, Lunzini, and Renwick for several parcels along Bell Road and County Highway 16 between 159th and 151st Street using the RTA tax funds in the amount of $24,600, and I so move.
Give Wally our attention. Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Zagrossi. Been a long morning. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Goodson, second by Mr. Gould. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Our fifth resolution, Resolution 13307, a resolution authorizing approval of professional services agreement for right-of-way acquisition services negotiations with Santa Cruz Land Acquisitions for several parcels along Bell Road, County Highway 16 between 159th and 151st Street in County Board District 7, and using the RTA tax funds in the amount of $99,000, and I shall move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Grenier. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. McDermott, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Our next resolution, Resolution 13308, resolution authorizing approval for additional of additional professional engineering services for Design Engineering Services Phase 1 with Christopher Burke Engineering for roadway and other work at Caton Farm and Bruce Road Corridor Study in County Board District 7, 9, and 13, and I so move. And the amount of $237,199.03, I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Frizzalone. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Gould. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 13309 is a resolution granting a temporary access permit for Lake Creek South subdivision on Laraway Road on County Highway 74 in County Board District 12, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Rice. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Goodson, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
And lastly, our final resolution, 13310, is a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute intergovernmental agreements with various township road districts within Wheel County for performance of highway and easement maintenance and other services, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Trainier. Any questions?
Yes.
Question. Question.
In our caucus this morning, we asked a couple of questions about this, and Mr. Gould let us know that he had met with a number of the township highway departments and that they weren't going to be charging. They were going to do this, I guess, free of charge back and forth for each other. And I noticed in the agreement here that you're going to be allowed to execute with them that it specifically says in number 4, the party performing the work or services shall bill the other party for its actual cost, and payment shall be made pursuant to the Local Government Prompt Payment Act. For that reason, because this is not getting put out to an open bid where we might even be able to get it less expensive, I won't be supporting this resolution. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Moran.
Speaking with Bruce Gould, he said that the state's attorney's office was supposed to revise the resolution to take that out. So it's supposed
to be May.
It's supposed to be May bill, not shall bill.
If that be the case, then why don't we just insert may rather than shall? And I would make that in the form of a motion then.
I'll second it. I'll second
Is
the amendment.
Mary gone too? Well, let's get her out here, please.
Spending a safety tax.
Yep. Go ahead, Melanie.
Okay?
Okay,
We're fine now?
Are you okay, Jackie, now?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Motion and a second is on the
Pre-
table.
previous
roll by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Moran. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
Thank you, Mr. Executive and County Board. Our next Public Works and Transportation Committee meeting is scheduled for the 3rd of December at 8:30. I wish if anyone wants to come, you're more than welcome to join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Wally. Moving on, Judicial Committee, Mr. Bible, Chairman.
Okay, Judicial only has one resolution, Resolution 13-311, a resolution authorizing the county executive to renew professional services contract with Administrative Adjudication Hearing Officer Stephanie Posey, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Bible, second by Ms. Winfrey. A question, Mr. Balich.
Ms. Posey's doing a good job, but I noticed that there's a lot less cases going to adjudication, so maybe we need to be looking at where the land use department is, why they're sending them to court instead of adjudication.
Fair question. Mr. Bible?
Yeah, I'm open to that. I think that perhaps there has been some shift in department policy, probably over the recent controversy there has been over the land use department. So I think that it's appropriate to ask them to come back before the Judicial Committee and explain if there has been such a shift and the reasons for it. I'm curious about it myself. So I'll be happy to do that. Probably we won't be able to entertain that issue until February, I think. But yes, I would like to call them back.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Move the previous roll call by Ms. Rice, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Okay, the next Judicial Committee meeting is scheduled for December 3rd, 2013 at 8:30 a.m. This will also be a meeting jointly with the Land Use and Development Committee. On December 10th, there will be a meeting at 9:30 with them to consider aerial photography. I know your agenda indicates that there will be a statute or maybe more accurately ordinance of limitation issues, but we will not be discussing ordinance of limitations at that time. We're going to be discussing that more in depth in January.
Thank you very much, Reed.
And we have nothing further to report.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next committee, Public Health and Safety, Mr. Babbage, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive and
morning.
fellow county board members. Before I get into 13-3112, which is an ordinance amending Will County Code of Ordinances, Chapter 93, pertaining to open burning or nuisance fire, I'd like to make a few comments. First of all, as this committee states, public health and safety. This ordinance, I believe, is a good one. It's a start. My feeling is I would have absolutely no burning except for farm properties. We come on this ordinance, I think we come out of committee to bring it to the full board unanimously. I know there's some discussion as to the 100 feet that from your home or your property, and the one that brings it, then there's another one that got 1,000 feet from any school, park, hospital, nursing home, or residence of a person with a chronic respiratory disease. You know, what? I know kids don't walk home from school very much anymore. They're more or less bused. But what about that bus going through the smoke that they're burning within? Say it's 1,000 feet, but that bus can go right through there. The people coming out of hospitals, they also will be walking or driving through these burning areas, like that one lady indicated from New Lenox, Mrs. Pronounce your name, please, there, Buono? But, yeah, you know, there are so many things involved here, and I would make a motion to move forward with this ordinance and for approval, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Babbage. Ms. Rice, second? Second by Ms. Rice. Questions? Mr. Mayor.
I don't think any one of us wants to see the public in harm's way at any point. We have a pretty wide, vast county here. Over 800 square miles of urban, suburban, and rural. And for us as a county to go in and pass the legislation more than what we've already done, and we've done this. This is not the first time that this has come before us, and we've restricted. In fact, we're more strict than some municipalities in their burning codes. I would suggest that we remand this back to committee, and that the committee looks at working with each township for the townships to come up with the regulations that are the most appropriate for their community, not the county coming up with any more restrictions than what we've already done in order to be able to meet the needs of the citizens of that local community. I think that makes a heck of a lot more sense to me than to go in and try to have us legislate urban, suburban, and rural. It just doesn't make sense to have
Mr.
it
Mayor,
happen here.
you just got done talking about restrictions. What do you think that'll do if you had to talk to each township? That's going to be restricting each township.
I'm talking about the townships being able to have that discussion there, not having them come to us and ask. No, Joe, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying, because you asked the question about restrictions, I'm saying that the townships, and I'll give you an example. Up in Naperville, Wheatland Township is actually going into a intergovernmental agreement with the fire district of Naperville, so they're going to be taking on the Naperville codes and doing things with that community. So they're already having those discussions, and my suggestion is that the county act as the catalyst and the ability to come in and have that joint conversation, and whether it's just passing it back to the townships to do, and we communicate with them that we think that this would be a good thing for them to take up, or you have them come before your committee and have some discussions about that. But I think it would be our citizens would be much better served if they were served by the community.
My feeling, Mr. Meyer, I've been working on this committee for 10 years, and this has been on the committee every year. And I would like to see this put into effect today, and if there's any tweaking to be done, bring it back to my committee.
So,
We have a motion on the floor.
Did you make
I did.
that?
I made a motion to send it back to committee.
Motion made by Mr. Mayor
for the
and
discussion that I
second by
pointed out.
Ms. Grossi. Question.
Right, and I made another motion to send it back to committee.
No.
I had a motion already made to approve, for approval.
Okay. Okay.
You can add motions.
All right, then, no, you can't. Well, if Joe's motion's on the floor, that proceed.
We can remand it back to committee.
Well, then vote no on his motion.
If we vote no, that goes down, and there is no, they would have to go through
No,
and start
that's
the whole
not right,
process
Jim,
all over.
is it?
That's it.
Jim?
I think we can remand it back to committee. We've done this for years. Motion to table.
There you go.
Second.
Motion table, moved by Mr. Mayor, second by Ms. Ogala to table. No discussion, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Grossi? Yes. Mustis? Yes. Howard? Ogala? Yes. Lizzo?
Yes.
Moran?
Yes.
Rice? No. Harris?
No.
Trainier? No. Bible?
No.
Goodson? Yes. Freitag? Yes. Gould?
Yes.
Balich?
Yes.
Frizalone?
Yes.
Winfrey? No. Adamick? Babbage?
No.
Wilhelmie?
No.
Hart? Yes. Mayor?
Yes.
McDermott? Yes. Weigel?
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Ferry?
No.
And Brooks?
Yes.
Pardon?
Eighteen affirmative, 8 negative.
18 affirmative, motion has been tabled. Mr. Babbage, please continue.
I guess I got to take this ordinance here and burn it, huh? Okay.
No, because it's not a leaf.
It's in the.
It's not a leaf.
Mr. Weigel,
It's not a leaf.
Mr. Weigel, question.
I'd like to make comment that the people that are objecting to this, that they would go back to the committee and work with the committee to come up with something that is feasible for everybody. We just heard, today that certain factions are against it, the Farm Bureau's against it. So let's have the Farm Bureau come and tell us what they can live with, and anybody else that has an objection. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Very good comment. Yes, Mr. Grossi.
If I can also please make a comment to this. We do not necessarily want this to just, hate to say go down in flames, but pardon the pun here. We need to look at this. So there's an ADA compliance issue piece of this. So if there are health concerns that come into it, we need.
Melanie, isn't ADA?
Diane's got the floor.
Excuse me. Okay. We did have Melanie talk to our caucus this morning. There's an enforceability issue that comes up with regard to this. So if having something on paper doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be enforceable. So
There's
that's the
only
one
one
piece of
case.
this that has to be tied to it. Otherwise, you're getting something, but it's not doing you any good. So that also has to be addressed.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the comment. Mr. Babish, please continue.
Okay, 13313 is a resolution renewing contracts for the disposable washcloths for Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Harris. Any questions? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
DeGrosi?
Yes.
Eustace? Howard? Yes. O'Gala? Yes. Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris? Trainier? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Frizalone? Winfrey? Adamick? Babbage?
Yes.
Wilhelmie?
Yes.
Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry? And Brooks?
Yes.
Thank you.
26 affirmative.
How many?
26.
26 affirmative, motion is carried.
Okay, that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman. Our next Public Health and Safety Committee meeting is scheduled for December 12, 2013, at 8:30.
Thank you very much, Joe. Next, moving on to Insurance Personnel Committee, Ms. Zagrosi, Chairperson.
I can't say good morning anymore. It's good afternoon now. We have one resolution before you this morning, which is 13-314, which is resolution authorizing the county executive to bind insurance coverage and execute contracts for property and casualty, general liability, workers' compensation, loss control, and other risk management-related services, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Grossi, seconded by Mr. Moran. Any questions on this? Yes, Mr. Izzo.
I'd just like to comment on the process about choosing our commercial coverages for the county. This is really a good deal. And to expand our coverage and do it at a lower cost, or at a much lower cost than we expected, is great. So I'm just want to let the board know this is really good for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dave. Any other questions, comments? Previous roll by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Okay, our next scheduled meeting for Insurance and Personnel Committee is December 10th at 9:30. If for whatever reason we do have another meeting scheduled due to negotiations and keeping people informed, our standing meetings are on Tuesdays at 9:30, and it will be announced if one is to take place. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Moving on, Legislative and Policy Committee. Mr. Howard, Chairman.
Mr. Executive, we have no resolutions to bring before you this morning. I'd just like to compliment Walter on his new microphone. It seems to be working out real well for him. So. And the next meeting is on December 10th, 2013 at 8:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Moving on, Capital Improvements Committee. Ms. Winfrey, Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. We have one resolution this morning, 315, authorizing the county executive to negotiate a professional services agreement for a countywide radio system consultant, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Harris. Any questions? Question? Previous roll call by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Ms. McDermott. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Our next meeting will be on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, December 4th. We will meet at the Dora Holdings facility, 1225 East Washington Street. We'll conduct our business and then have a tour of that property. We will be meeting immediately after the Forest Preserve meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, new committee, Airport Committee, Mr. Moran, Chairman.
Our first meeting took place on the 7th of November. The committee was established. Chair and vice chairs were selected from within the committee. Leanne Goodson was elected as the vice chair, myself as the chair. An extensive discussion took place on the purpose of the committee, and staff is preparing a resolution that will define the intent of the committee going forward and will be discussed and hopefully approved at the next meeting on 5 December 13. There was a planned conference call on the 13th of November between myself, Alicia, the county's executive office, and Secretary Snyder from IDOT. A scheduling conflict precluded the call, so I spent the time discussing the path forward with Alicia and began the process of addressing some landowner concerns. through our lobbyist, Julie Curry. I plan to meet soon with the airport ombudsman to gain a thorough understanding of his role so that the committee doesn't spend unnecessary resources on redundant work that he may already be better suited to or already working on. This will not preclude the committee from separately addressing landowner concerns where appropriate. The next meeting is scheduled for 5 December, Thursday, 5 December at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you, Don. Any questions for Mr. Moran? Good luck with your committee, and I hope everything goes well. Leanne, you'll do a great job. So, okay, moving on. Executive Committee, Mr. Brooks, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive.
Good morning.
Afternoon, Mr. Executive, and those of you that left here on today. My first is 13-316, resolution authorize the county executive to execute renewal of state lobby services agreement with Curry and Associates, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Grossi. Any question? Previous roll call by Mr. Wilhelmi, second by Mr. Harris. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? And Ms. Goodson
No.
abstains.
Okay.
Abstains.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
13-317, resolution authorizing the county executive to execute renewal of professional service contract with federal lobbyist firm of Smith, Dawson, and Andrews, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Howard. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Trainier, second by Ms. Rice. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, Leon's yes. Thank you very much. Motion is carried.
And let me just comment, I lost my voice last weekend, so I'm testing you all to see if I got it back. 13-318, resolution authorizing the county exec to execute agreement with Will County Center for Economic Development, CED, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Adamick. Any questions? Mr. Izzo, question.
Yeah, I had raised an issue with our caucus this morning regarding all these agreements. I totaled up the total dollars for these agreements, and it comes to almost $250,000 a year. This includes the CED. It's a little late in the game to start talking about whether or not these are appropriate, but I think at some point in time in the future, and I talked to Mr. Mayor about this as well, is we're going to start really looking at the costs associated with these and whether or not we're getting our best bang for our buck, including the CED. So I just wanted to raise that point and bring it to the board's attention. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Dave.
We got a second.
Second. Previous roll call by Mr. Gould, second by Ms. Freitag. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion is carried.
13-319, resolution authorizing the county exec to execute renewal of professional services contract with Lois Mayer, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Harris, second by Mr. Moran. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion is carried.
13-320, resolution authorized county exec to execute renewal of consultant agreement with Mac Communication Incorporated, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Mayor, second by Ms. Goodson. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion is carried.
13-321, resolution authorized county exec to execute a professional services contract with the firm of Weaver Booz Consulting to due diligence on the First Midwest Bank property acquisition, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Ms. Goodson. Question, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah. Firm of Weaver Booz Consultants. I'm not familiar with these guys. Could somebody give us a little update on who these people are?
Yeah, go to the podium. Nick Palmer will give us.
Thank you, Nick.
An hour's dialogue on this.
I don't have all my paperwork with me, but this was this was discussed at capital improvement a couple times. This is to do the due diligence on the purchase of the First Midwest building. We interviewed 3 firms. This is a firm based out of Naperville. We thought it was the best firm, and so this is a not to exceed contract so that we can investigate a little deeper in any environmental issues, do some geotechnical work, and just since the goal is to purchase this building, eventually demolish it and build a building on it, we wanted to get some more information prior to actually buying the building. So, and we will bring all that information back to the committee for your review. So,
So you had three groups?
We had three vendors we interviewed, AECom, I think the other one was Conestoga something, and this firm, so.
Okay.
So,
Thanks.
thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. 13-322, resolution authorizing the county.
We're not done yet. We're not-
Oh.
That's, yeah.
I'm excited.
We have a second.
It's almost dinner time.
We need a previous roll call.
Previous roll call by Mr. Howard, second by Mr. Adamick. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. I know you want to get out of here,
Yeah,
Mr.
the
Brooks.
stomach's starting to talk now. Okay. 13-322, resolution authorizing the county exec to execute an intergovernment sponsorship participation agreement with the Peatone Township for the Will County Mobility Management Project, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Grossi. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Howard, second by Ms. Ogala. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Good job, Wendy. 13-323, resolution authorizing bid for gasoline and diesel fuel, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Bible. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Izzo, second by Mr. Weigel. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
13-324, resolution declaring DEA, GSU, vehicle surplus and authorizing disposal, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Ms. McDermott. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Freitag, second by Ms. Collins. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, everybody votes aye. Yeah. Motion has carried.
My teeth are starting to float.
13-325, resolution proposing a substantial amendment to the Will County 5-year consolidated plan 2010-2014 for the reallocation program funds for the program year beginning October 1, 2013, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Moran. Previous roll by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Wilhelmy. All in favor? Signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
13-326, resolution extending the term of board of review, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Ms. Rice. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Ms. Trainier. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
13-327, replacement hire for supervisor assessment.
No.
Wait.
Sunny Hill.
13-327, replacement hires for Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions, Mr. Mustis?
And this comment I'm going to make is about all the hires today. I don't know if we should be approving any hiring at the current time for a couple reasons. One, we do have a strike going on. I would hate to put any new hires at this point in time in a position where they might look like they're being replacement workers or they're crossing the line. I think all hires should be put off for two reasons. One, which I just mentioned, and until we get a settlement, we're going to have to make a decision if there's going to be a workforce reduction to help pay for any contracts that are coming up. And I like to say workforce reduction. That doesn't mean layoffs to me. It just means maybe through attrition, we start realigning some things. I think hiring people today perhaps doesn't send the positive message we like to send. So, I guess what I'm asking is perhaps tabling all hires till next month. Hopefully we'll be through some of our difficulties by then. Certainly we'll be trying to resolve those difficulties by then. And so I just would ask the board to respectfully table all the hires for this month.
Second.
I'll make that motion to
Moved and second to table. Discussion. Would Karen, would you like to come forward? Karen Severa, our director, out doing a fantastic job.
I would like to know from the assessment office and the parking lot as well, if we can.
Karen, please come forward. That's one of the issues. That's one of the issues that past practices has been that these have been hired and put on. These have been hired and put on before the strike took place. So I mean, there was no issue of replacement as far as coming from the strike. So if we want to put a lid on hiring anybody between now and when this is over, I can understand that. But on some of these, yours, and I think the parking attendant, and I think the supervisor assessments person has already been hired.
And County Executive Welsh is right. Due to Illinois Department of Public Health regs, we have staffing ratios that have to be met. These folks that you are approving today have already started working. So they're hired as temporary employees until you get to approve them at the county board. So I agree, we're not hiring right now from this point on, but those folks have already started to work.
Yes.
Most of them are working because everyone has the right to strike.
Mr. Frizzlone?
But if they were hired as temporary workers, then we can table and keep them as temporary workers for the next month until
They're
we
considered probationary employees, and probationary employees have the right to strike.
Okay, but at least we're not hiring them at this point. They're still probationary because things may have to happen.
I understand.
After the fact, so.
That's correct.
We're not saying no, we're just tabling it.
Yeah.
But Jim, they're already employed.
Right.
And if they're not striking, they're already drawing a paycheck.
But they're probationary.
But they're probationary.
Right,
They're probationary.
they're not
so
full.
They could continue to work if they choose to do so.
Yeah.
My
You're
point
correct.
is, they can still work, Larry. There's, just continue one more month as temporary workers. That's all.
That's fine, if that's what, but, okay, but,
Just so you know, I'm not suggesting we turn them down, I'm just suggesting we table it. And they would maintain their temporary status.
all right, if that's what you're,
Yeah.
if that's what you're alluding to, then that's
Yes.
okay. That's okay. Are you talking about all three resolutions here?
Yes.
For Karen's office, or our department, for the Sunny Hill, or and the supervisor assessment?
Yes.
And one person for the parking lot?
Yes.
Okay,
There was a motion on the table, a motion on the floor, and it was seconded.
yes,
Right.
yes, there was. Yes, Jackie. Ms. Grenier?
Actually, the first one is the parking lot position doesn't appear, unless I'm missing something, to be a part of the AFSCME Local 1028. So I'd like to know if that's in fact true. And the second question is, Karen, when they work as temporary, and let's say we extend that temporary position a little bit longer, does that extend their probation? I mean, what is their normal probation period?
6 months.
Would our not hiring them today make their probation longer than 6 months?
It may.
You're not really certain?
I'm not certain about that.
Okay.
Probably.
So Mr. Mustis is making a motion and has made a motion, basically table the hiring, actual authorizing of the hires today for at least another month. Is
But
that
now,
right?
I only gave one. Are you?
No, he's want all
Want
three.
all three of them?
All three resolutions.
All three.
Yeah. So,
But is the parking lot job covered by AFSCME?
that I
I mean, I'm assuming that's why you made
Yeah,
this motion?
he's a union, it's a union position. It's a union position, so.
Okay.
But
Thank
Mr. Mustis made a motion to table, and we'll move on with the vote on what Mr. Mustis has asked to do.
Table.
Table,
Okay.
that's correct.
Ready?
Table these three for at least one month. That's what the resolution, or the table, or question is. Okay?
I'm ready.
Nancy?
I'm ready.
You're all set.
Yep. Zegrosi? Yes. Mustis? Howard? Ogella? Yes. Izzo? Yes. Moran? Rice? Yes. Harris? No. Trainier? No. Bible? Yes. Goodson? Yes. Freitag? Yes. Gould? Yes. Balich?
Yes.
Frizzalone?
Yes.
Winfrey? Yes. Adamick? Yes. Babbage? Wilhelmie? Yes. Hart? Yes. Mayor? Yes. McDermott? Yes. Weigel? Yes. Collins? Yes. Ferry? No. And Brooks?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just made my last three easier.
23 affirmative, 3 negative.
23 affirmative, 3 negative. Motion has carried. Mr. Brooks, please continue.
Our next executive committee scheduled for December 5th, 2013, 9:30 a.m. will be in the boardroom. Motion to appointments by Will County Executive. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Grossi. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Wilhelmie, second by Ms. Trainier.
The ones that voted no.
Yes. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, Mr. Harris, a yes.
And Collins.
And Ms. Collins?
Everyone did they voted no?
Was it Collins?
Jackie?
Jackie's a yes.
Yeah, and Harris. And Ferry.
Oh, Mark Ferry, I'm sorry. Mark Ferry's a yes?
Now they're yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Announcement by our county board speaker, Mr. Brooks.
I have a few things that I'd like to mention, and let me just go through them very quickly. You have two other speakers as well. Let me first of all, I was standing in the long line and before the meeting behind our Will County board member from District 6, Don Gould, and I was in the line to express my condolences in private to the passing of his father. So publicly, I want to say once again, on behalf of our county board members who may not have remarks on this morning, Mr. Gould, we're sorry to hear about your loss, and our prayers are with your family. Secondly, I would like to say with some cheerful and some sadness, goodbye to Paul Rafik. I'm sad to see Paul leave after over 9. Is he still behind the pole?
Yes, he is.
All right.
He's back there hiding. Come on out.
Okay.
Come on out here, Paul.
Come on out, Paul. Come on out. Should I pause a minute and let him say something?
If you want to.
Paul?
It's your call.
Paul, come on. You only got a second.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to thank you all. I've enjoyed working here. And as you all know, I have a great opportunity in DuPage County, and I'm enjoying that as well. And I will miss you all personally. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. 9 years. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Paul, and you certainly deserve it, and I'm glad to hear you moving to bigger and better things. Congratulations. Now, okay, you live near there. Let me congratulate our resolutions on this morning. St. Paul Baseball, the Culinary Arts. They were here last year, didn't bring us any sample, so we're going to challenge them next year. Keep up the good work, but bring us samples. Metro Pace. Thank Randy, Jack, J.D. Ross for coming by on this morning, giving us that update. Ladies and gentlemen, the tornado victims in Washington, Illinois, so many families that's still very effective, and even right here in Will County, certainly keep those families in your prayers, and a hope for the better for Washington, Illinois. Since my name was called out several times during many of the remarks this morning, I took the liberty of preparing a statement. And I want to begin for all the speakers that came here on this morning, thank them for coming. But I want to begin with all due respect. And the reason why I have to begin with all due respect, because that word was used very loosely on this morning. There are 26 county board members here, and I do not believe in my heart that anybody exercises any disrespect. So I have to begin by saying with all due respect to Local 1020. 1028, thank you. To everyone that spoke here on today, I want you to know that we do appreciate your comments, and they're very personal stories. I have a daughter that works in the union at 1028, and I told the president, Dave Delrose, she just built a house in Joliet, and I don't want to move back in my house. Thank you all for taking the time to share these comments with us on today. Times remain very tough for us all over Will County. This board is working very hard with the limited finances that we have available to us, and will continue to stretch every dollar as far as it will go and work hard to provide the necessary and essential services to our residents. And the budget we have passed today will continue to work within our financial constraints to do what we need to do. And I do want to thank them all for coming here talking on today. And having said that, let me say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thanksgiving is one of those holidays that make you appreciate your family, your friends, your job, the services that are provided to you. And if we haven't done that yet as of today, I think the comments on today make us all very grateful and very thankful for who we are and that we're residents of Will County. And having said that, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Herb. Our Democratic Caucus Chair, Diane Zagrosi.
Back again. I, too, want to extend my personal and this caucus and all board members' condolences to Don in the passing of his dad. We all know and have heard everything that his dad did, not only for the city of town of Rockdale, but also Will County and his contributions here. So, again, our hearts go out to you. I have a letter that I was asked to read into the record today, and it's from Mary Pepperell Edelman, and this has to do with Lee Edelman, who we all knew from Waste Management. So I will be reading this in today, which is a tribute to Lee. With great appreciation, I thank Will County Board Executive Larry Walsh and the Will County Board members and the Will County staff for your faith and confidence in Lee and belief in his honesty and integrity as he represented Waste Management over many years. For those of you able to attend Waste Management's Remembrance for Lee Edelman on Tuesday, November 5th, 2013, I thank you for your thoughtful and caring remarks and condolences to me. A special thank you for the naming of the new Veterans Project in Lee's name, the Lee Edelman Will County Veterans Employment Advocacy Project. I know Lee is proud, and my daughter and I are extremely proud. We will share this information with Lee's grandchildren when they are older. Lee will always be remembered for how much he loved his work with Waste Management and how much he loved his family. At the remembrance, the outpouring of affection for Lee and for his efforts in Will County and other counties meant so much to me. The pain of Lee's passing cannot be erased, but it is eased by the warmth and respect shown by Will County leadership and Waste Management. Lee's work with Dale Huckstra and each and every one of you means that Will County is in the vanguard of waste management processes. Will County will continue to reap the benefits and prosper from the results. Although I know Lee would have liked to have stayed around to see more of the outcomes in Will County and enjoy his beautiful life with his family, he could not, but he is still watching. Please hold your loved ones close and always remember to feel the joy in your life. In loving memory of Lee Edelman, a loving husband, father, and grandfather, and consummate professional. With warm regards to all, Mary Pepperell Edelman, and our daughter Jennifer and granddaughter Remy, age 5, and grandson Romy, age 3. So this is quite a tribute. I also want to mention this morning that along the lines of what Herbert said earlier regarding those areas that were hit within Will County with the weather conditions and tornadoes that had hit, do reach out to organizations that are helping through your contributions, through volunteerism, if you have the ability to do that. Certainly we do have the Red Cross that's available, Salvation Army, and so forth. I also would like to recognize our proclamations recipients this morning, which was St. Paul's and JJC. And I also want to extend my gratitude and thanks to Steve Wilhelmy, Chair of Finance Committee, Melissa for your help and assistance, Karen Hennessy and the financial group, and especially Paul Rafik. Unless you've worked with these guys, you don't know how difficult it is to put all these numbers together, come up with various scenarios. Some work, some don't work. They go back, they sharpen their pencils, and they come back with other numbers that we can all consider. Every single elected official did their job. They took out from their budget, and we still have obviously a long way to go to make those dollars stretch to where they need to be. So I appreciate everything that the Finance Committee did and this board did in passing this today. It's a small step in the right direction. So thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to all, and have a good day.
Thank you, Diane. Republican Caucus Chair, Mr. Mistis.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Executive.
Jim.
Let me also give my condolences to the Gould family, Don. Your dad was a great guy, and I'm one of the folks that got to actually work with Don Gould Sr. And let me tell you, I thought about him the other day, actually, when I looked at Washington, disaster in Washington Township. It was very similar looking to the tornado that hit Plainfield a number of years ago. And Don Gould Sr. was the EMA director, and let me tell you, he was a great general out there. Boy, you talk about somebody was a man of action and coordination and got things done. I can tell you, he did a great job there, and hopefully we not only we also celebrate the man's life and contributions that he made to Will County, because they were substantial. I'd also like to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Have a great time. It's been a long day, so I'm not going to say much more. That everyone have a great Thanksgiving. Get with your families and give thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. If I could, just for a minute, reflect a little bit on Paul Rafik, that when I first came here and Matt Ryan and I was putting together an administration, and we were looking for a finance person, and here we went through a litany of applications, and this guy had an application in there, and he was references from New Jersey, references from Springfield, references from Catholic Charity, our own Kathy McGowan, and everything. And these references were just unbelievable. And I said to Matt, I said, check these out. How can a guy have all these great references and have these qualifications, and he wants to come here and work with us, And Matt made calls to New Jersey and every place, Chicago and Springfield, and every one of them personally gave a better reference than what they had written down on there. So, and it turned out to be true that everything that was there. He was a very hard worker, a very knowledgeable individual, and he worked well with both sides of the aisles in regards to the financial structure of this county. And Paul, I can never thank you enough for what you have done here for us here in Will County, and the very best of luck to you. So, but I also want to echo the same comments Jim Mustis did about Don Gould. Our sympathy and condolences go to you and your mother, a long-time employee. I think I knew your mother before you were born, and she was a pretty lady sitting right there in the county clerk's office when you walked in on the second floor of the courthouse, and she'd jump right up. That was one of the rules Claire Hartley Wood had. And when somebody come in, whether you're typing in the middle of a sentence or in the middle of a word, you got up and addressed to who the person was at the counter, and your mother was one of the best. But Don Gould became the EMA director and took over for Joe Tallarico. and his first office was a little cubby hole down in the Eagles building down there that the sheriff now has. And it was so small that they had one desk, and Joe and Don sat on this side, and the secretary sat on that side, and shared one phone, basically. And their first vehicle was an old 1973 Ford station wagon or something or other like that. So, but Don Gould, the man that he was, the hard worker that he was, and as Jim said, when he gave orders, he knew what he was doing, and people paid attention. And he built this EMA department into what it is here today. Probably one of the finest county EMAs in the state of Illinois, and a lot of that groundwork and decision making and buying command vans that people probably said we can't afford that, but he worked around it and got grants and got it done. And he brought us into the technology world when it comes to the EMA. And Don, your father is going to be sorely missed. One less cheer at Comiskey Park, I'll tell you. So our condolences to you and your family. Thank you. I wish everybody, you want to comment, Don?
I was just going to thank you, Larry and Jim, Diane, Herb, and everybody on the board for your condolences. Dad enjoyed working for the Will County. Worked on 911 real hard.
Real hard.
And, it's you got a lot of great people down in EMA here. Mm-hmm. And if you ever get a chance to meet them and talk with them and see what they do and the system that they have, it's a real tribute to Dad. And God bless you all.
Thank you, Don. Thank you very much. I wish everybody a very, very happy Thanksgiving next week. Stick around. We are going into executive session. Mark Bennett is here to give us an update, so please stick around. We'll recess for about 5 minutes to get everything cleaned out, 10 minutes,